is saying that could be like Tony Ferguson is probably going to be up next. After that, he might move up to fight. They're saying that they might try to make a super fight with him and GSP, or they can move him up and potentially try to make a super fight between him and Tyron Woodley.
If they do that, I would love to see the GSP fight. Personally, I think GSP's actually got him. GSP is a better grappler than Tyron Woodley, and clearly
Woodley's takedown defense is disgusting.
It is, but the thing is, you're looking at a GSP who was for fun, never wrestled, came in, thought it was a good idea, and was an Olympic alternate. And what was it, a matter of like 2 or 3 years, he turned around and was almost on the Canadian Olympic team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so if he know it, like, and he's the study you to the end game. You know what I mean? He is going to work, and he's got that work ethic that Khabib does, but I think he's smarter about it. He's more scientific about it, where he's going to train perfectly, where Khabib is going to train until he kills himself, but sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah, I was listening to, like I said, Joe Rogan podcast again, and he was talking about how he changed up his diet, GSP, how he changed up his diet. He's doing more like intermittent fasting. He's working out smarter, basically is what he's saying. He's not going balls to the wall no more. He's like building up his workouts. He's having more fun with it. And he said like it changed his body, has changed his physique like dramatically. And you can kind of see it.
I just think he's a smarter athlete, like in the overall sense. Like, and also too, I feel like he's got better fight knowledge. Yeah. Too. He's been in bigger fights with bigger names. Like he's fought. What was it? BJ Penn. He's fought Matt Hughes. You know what I mean? He fought big names. Well, they were big actual names, then he defended his belt and walked away because he just didn't feel like doing it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and he was still winning every time, and not like exciting fights, but he was winning, like still winning. And he comes back out of retirement and beats the champ just because he felt like it. You know, like I feel like he's a smarter fighter and a smarter overall person, where Khabib has that crazy work ethic where he's going to work till there's nothing left.
And the way Khabib, like, fucking, he get a hold of you and get you on the ground, and then fucking, like, the way he, like, wraps people's legs up with his and then just fucking pounds on them. Yeah. That shit is amazing.
He does a great job, but like I said, I feel like...
You don't think it work with GSP, though?
GSP's defense is going to be better than any person that he's ever seen in his time. Right. You know, in a MMA setting. He may have seen better grapplers in Sambo, or, you know what I mean, outside of it, outside of the UFC or MMA, but it's a different game when you start to grapple with getting jacked in the face. As Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's a big
you know what I mean?
Shout out to Tyson.
You know what I mean? Everybody's got a plan until that happens, but like, I grapple all the time. I do BJJ, I do judo, I do wrestling, right? Completely different from each other. You put them all together, it's great, and it works together. Me and my coach are going to get it, and I go to throw. I fall on my face. What's he doing? Jacking me right in the side of the head. You know what I mean? It's a completely different game when it's not just grappling, and it like, okay, well, now I got to worry about getting kneed to the head while I'm doing this, or having a good grappler that knows what I'm going to do and can swing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's why you like Tyron Woodley. I think would be a good jump for him. I would love to see Khabib win that and then go against GSP, like, because then GSP would look like, not that I'm a huge GSP fan, but he would be the GOAT. Yeah, he would, hands down, and he's not cutting to 155. That's another thing. You're never going to get GSP down to 155 for a great fight like that.
Speaking of GOATs, John Jones.
No.
No?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not. It kind of looks like it's kind of the same thing with Tom Brady for me. I think he's the best 205er ever to walk. Clearly. You know what I mean? Daniel Cormier, you were double champ, right? Not really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I will say this. You have a checkered past. You're not. You can't be the GOAT of the whole sport unless you had no black marks. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, if you get black marks on your list.
By black marks, do you mean like the PEDs?
PEDs, anything, cheating in some sort of fashion where they have to do like actual, was it judicial punishment to you?
Yeah.
You're automatically taken out of my GOAT list. Any sport.
John, I'm sorry. You want to go?
No, I was pretty much going to follow like that same road. I mean, he's got a checkered past. I mean, and speaking generally, that's going to always kind of hinder your consideration. At his weight class, yeah. But I mean, the majority of people just can't look past those blemishes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to say this. John Jones, to me, like. Hassan, I think you appreciate this. Yeah. Barry Bonds.
Sure.
Probably the greatest baseball player we've ever seen play, but gets that mark because of the so-called, the PEDs.
I'll say.
But hold on real quick. But even before the PEDs, a lot of people still say he's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen play. And to me, John Jones is in that same category, for me at least, where he is the greatest UFC fighter, MMA fighter I have ever seen. And even before the PEDs and the cocaine usage and, this blase, he just looked like he's just built to do this. And I've never seen anybody really come. Like, the closest I've seen him come to losing was that first Gustafsson fight, in which he said he really didn't train for. And then you see what he did to him in his past fight. That's just my thoughts on that one there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, if I got to talk about Barry Bonds, he was probably one of the greatest players in his era. Definitely one of the greatest hitters in his era. But yeah, when he started getting on that roll, hitting all those home runs, and then you start talking about PED use, it's like, all right, you're just another one of those quote unquote cheaters or whatever. Back when he was an unstoppable force, like the first half of his career before he went out west. When he was a Pittsburgh Pirate, he was, I think, MVP. I forget how many times. But you can't get past those blemishes. It's the same thing with athletes in many different sports.
They're always going to be there.
Allen Iverson is one of the greatest basketball players I've ever seen in my entire life, but you couldn't get past his life off the court, or just kind of the things. For example, like I'm kind of sidetracking here, but you saw that 30 for 30 when he was in high school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They try to do Iverson in.
That weighed him down, like through his time at Georgetown, and then when he got drafted and he was in Philadelphia, like that somehow stuck with him, like shitty luggage or whatever. Like he just never got rid of it, and everything else that he had, like his domestic issues, whatever, fuck practice, all that shit. It just
talking about practice,
right?
Not a game.
Or that kind of bad attitude, it just stuck with him.
I don't know.
People just couldn't let that go.
I was kind of with them on that one, man. We're
sure.
talking about practice.
Sure.
Franchise player.
Sure.
Not get you say
playoffs.
That.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Absolutely. It just some things, outside of the sport, or the things that you can't, check at the door, will just hang on with you. And in some cases, for example, like Bonds, and who knows what will happen with the Hall of Fame, like UFC and so forth, it might keep you out of those upper annals of what's considered legendary. It sucks, but
it happens.
Yeah,
it happens.
I look at Pete Rose the same way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
right.
I feel like if we found out about this, what else was going on? the same thing with like an injury report.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
I feel you.
If you tell me this is going on, what else is going on?
Is it really the full story we're getting?
Right. You know what I mean? Because you look at any person in our daily life, you don't know even a quarter really about the whole story. You know what I mean? And if it gets caught, you know what I mean? It's like getting caught by the cops. You know what I mean? They have no clue what you're doing before this or you're going to do after this. You know what I mean? And it's you got caught doing this. What else were you doing? That could have been even worse.
Yeah.
You could have been doing nothing. But the way I look at it is, I always look at it as there definitely could have been something worse that was going on that didn't hit that, come out of the shadows. You know what I mean? And look at Tiger Woods. You look at Tiger Woods, and there was still stuff coming out. Like, what was it, a year later that was coming out of the
Tiger
woodwork.
a little different. Tiger lost all his hoes, and then it just went down.
He lost his mojo.
They took all his hoes, man. It's like Tiger was done. They fucked Tiger up on that one.
Hey, man, but we never even talked about golf while he was gone. Never.
Yeah, like Tiger's the only reason I'll tune into golf. Like, I don't watch golf.
Yeah.
Golf is not
right. Like, if I found out he was, in that event,
Tiger's
it's
playing,
like,
I'm going to tune in.
All right, I'll see what's what.
Tiger could do a line of cocaine before each drive, and I would still watch.
That's a big fact. That's a big fact.
But I don't know. I look at it as soon as you hit that blemish point. It's like, what else is going on that we don't know about as a public person? You know what I mean? And John Jones is the same way to me. Like, I love that he's from the Western New York area. You know what I mean? I love that. I loved Rashad Evans. Wait, you're from the Western New York area? You know what? You know, hashtag Bills Mafia. You're part of the team, right? You know what I mean? And what was it after? I forgot who he fought. New Jersey. Where he looked like the good guy. Some chick got her purse stolen. He beat up the dude right before he won his belt and brought it back. You know what I mean? Like, you went from like being the ultimate good guy to like,
he's like a super.
I'm getting a DWI running out and they're catching drugs on me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's another thing though with like these superstar athletes. It's like some of them, like majority of them, have that checker lining in their career.
Absolutely. Whereas
like some bad shit happens. Like you mentioned, like Allen Iverson, the John Joneses, the Mike Tysons. It's just some athletes that's just like that. You gotta appreciate their greatness, and it's kind of like you gotta accept to a certain extent the bad with the good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's just like humans. Like Floyd Mayweather with the domestic violence shit. Like, Floyd's a piece of shit person, but he's the greatest boxer of this generation. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like John Jones, the same thing with me. Like I don't know John Jones on a personal level, and he seems like he might be a good dude. He did some stupid shit and he done some dumb shit in his past, but he's the greatest fighter I've ever seen personally. But I get what you're saying though. I definitely hear what you're saying on that one. You make a valid point.
I like it. I like how he fights. Trust me, I'll pay to watch him fight for sure, all day long. I mean, I don't.
You just can't separate. You it comes with everything.
You either take it. You take the good, like as they say, take the good with the bad. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you got to take it, but at the same time, he's not the greatest ever in my eyes, just because of that. Yeah. I look at. Honestly, I don't know who I would put as the greatest fighter. I don't think we've seen it yet. The sport's too young. You have to come. That's fair. That's a very fair point. The sport is too young for it because you look at it now, even last, like, say, 3 years, people are actually turning into athletes. Where, what was it, 95 they started? Look at, you go watch UFC 1 and you watch UFC 234. Just watch it before and watch. Complete difference. Yeah, you're looking at, like, guys coming off the street completely. And street fighters, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Kimbo Slice. And shout out to Kimbo, rest in peace.
You know what I mean? Like, you look at what's called NFL or basketball or hockey or anything. Go take from 1995 to now.
Yeah, it's a completely different game.
Completely different game. You know what I mean? And they're not in the beginning stages. You know, they're not in the beginning stages where like the